This man has only 10 hours to complete an impossible mission and return to his children. But he's hiding a secret that could ruin everything. Cobb is an expert spy who infiltrates other people's dreams to extract secret information. He's a fugitive, accused of a murder no one is certain he committed. One day, a Japanese businessman named Saito seeks out Cobb and his partner Arthur to offer them a job known as Inception, planting an idea in someone's mind through dreams. Saito wants to eliminate his competition. The competitor's owner is dying, so he wants them to implant the idea in the heir, Robert, that his father wanted him to sell the company. According to Sigmund Freud, dreams are the direct path to the unconscious. The unconscious is full of memories with strong emotional value, guiding people's actions without them realizing it. So, if they manage to plant an idea in someone's unconscious, it's likely they'll act on it. Arthur believes Inception is impossible, but deep down Cobb knows it's not, because he once successfully did it with someone very close to him, but it ended tragically. Cobb accepts because if he succeeds, Saito will use his influence to have the legal charges against him dropped, allowing him to reunite with his children. So, Cobb and his partner Arthur get to work and start assembling their team. Cobb's father-in-law introduces them to Ariadne, who will be the dream world's architect. One day, Cobb trains her inside a dream and explains some important rules. In dreams, time flows differently. 5 minutes in reality equal an hour in a dream. However, multiple dream levels can be created, meaning dreams within dreams. The deeper they go, the slower time moves, increasing the risk of getting lost, as distinguishing reality from a dream becomes difficult. For this reason, totems exist to help differentiate dreams from reality. Cobb's totem is a spinning top. If it spins endlessly, he's in a dream. Finally, to wake up, they must either die in the dream or receive a kick, which is a controlled fall. While explaining, Cobb tells Ariadne that as the architect, she designs the dream world, but its contents come from each participant's subconscious, mainly the target's. During training, they learn that traumatic memories are buried in the unconscious to prevent them from surfacing. Extras in dreams represent the subconscious's defense mechanisms. If the target realizes they're dreaming, these projections become hostile to protect hidden secrets. This happens during training. The target becomes aware of the dream, and the extras attack like subconscious guardians. Suddenly, a mysterious woman appears and kills Ariadne, causing her to wake up in shock. Frightened, she initially leaves but returns, fascinated by the world of dreams. Arthur then explains that the woman is a projection of Mal, Cobb's late wife. She died tragically, and her loss was so traumatic for Cobb that she appears in his dreams, sabotaging him, just as she did in the training session. Upon learning this, Ariadne secretly infiltrates one of Cobb's dreams and discovers that he is holding onto a terrible memory involving Mal, one he cannot let go of. She worries that this could jeopardize the mission. Mal is nothing more than a trauma manifesting in Cobb's subconscious, a wound that continues to haunt him. Since he hasn't moved on from his past, his mind recreates painful experiences in dreams as if they were real. Without further delay, they finish recruiting the team. They bring in an expert forger who can impersonate anyone, and Yusuf, a chemist skilled in creating a powerful sedative strong enough to induce a deep sleep, allowing them to reach 3 dream levels. With everything set, they devise a plan for the mission. Robert's father, Sato's biggest competitor, is dying, and Robert will inherit the company. His relationship with his father is strained, but he is close to his godfather, Peter Browning, who also happens to be his father's right-hand man. This detail will be crucial. The plan is to wait until Robert takes a 10-hour flight to Los Angeles, transporting his father's body. That's when they will sedate him and enter his dream. Once inside, they will induce another dream and then another, descending through 3 levels of his subconscious to implant the idea that he must forge his own path. The day arrives, they board the plane, drug Robert's drink, and the mission begins. In the first dream level, they kidnap Robert, but things quickly go wrong. He was trained to detect intruders in his mind, so his subconscious fights back and Saito gets shot. The team suggests waking up, but Cobb reveals a crucial detail he had kept from them. Due to the heavy sedation required to reach 3 dream levels, they won't simply wake up if they die in the dream. Instead, they will fall into limbo, the deepest level of dreaming, from which escape is nearly impossible. Only one person has ever returned, Cobb himself. In the past, Cobb and his wife spent 50 dream years in limbo, building their own world. Mal refused to wake up, convinced that limbo was reality. Cobb eventually managed to convince her to leave, but when they woke up, she still believed she was trapped in a dream and that death was the only escape. On their anniversary, Mal took her own life, making it seem like Cobb was responsible. That's why he's a fugitive. Now, to prevent Saito from falling into limbo, they must hurry. Eames, the forger, impersonates Robert's godfather, Peter, to subtly implant the idea that Robert doesn't have to follow in his father's footsteps. However, Robert's subconscious continues attacking, so they escape in a van while being pursued. Inside the van, they create the second dream level, set in a hotel. In this level, Cobb deceives Robert into believing that his godfather, Peter, is the one trying to infiltrate his mind, and that Cobb is actually an agent protecting him. Robert believes him, and Cobb convinces him to sedate Peter and enter his dream to uncover his motives. But in reality, They are diving into the third and deepest level of Robert's subconscious. The third level takes place in a heavily fortified compound in the middle of a snowy landscape. The team must hurry. Saito is dying, and complications arise when, in the first level, Yusuf is cornered and forced to drive the van off a bridge. Since falls act as a kick to wake them up, they must complete the mission before the van hits the water. To synchronize their awakening, they need to time the kicks across all dream levels. Fortunately, the deeper the level, the slower time moves. Cobb guides Robert as he enters the building, believing he is entering Peter's mind when, in reality, he is delving into his own subconscious. Just as he is about to open the vault where the idea will be planted, Mal's projection appears. Cobb hesitates to shoot her, and Mal kills Robert, sending him to limbo. With no other choice, Cobb and Ariadne go after him. In limbo, deep within Robert's subconscious, Cobb must confront his trauma to save the others. He realizes that when Mal refused to wake up in limbo, he planted a simple but powerful idea in her mind, that their world wasn't real. This allowed them to return to reality, but Mal carried that belief with her. She became convinced that nothing was real, not even waking life, and believed that death was the only escape. That's why she jumped from the window. Cobb has always known Inception was possible, because he had done it to his own wife. The guilt of her death has haunted him ever since. In limbo, they find Mal, who refuses to release Robert unless Cobb stays with her. Cobb tells her he cannot stay because she isn't real. He finally forgives himself, accepts that this Mal is just a projection, and lets her go. He and Ariadne find Robert, and she gives him a kick by pushing him off a building, sending him back to the third dream level. There, Robert opens the vault and sees a projection of his father, who tells him he wasn't disappointed in him for being different. He was disappointed that Robert tried to be like him. The idea takes root. With the inception complete, all the kicks begin to happen in sync. Cobb and Ariadne remain in limbo, but Cobb tells her to leave while he stays behind to find Saito, who has likely died from his wound. Ariadne jumps, waking up, while Cobb searches for Saito. Cobb finds an old and disoriented Saito. He reminds him that this world isn't real, urging him to wake up. Suddenly, they all awaken on the plane. Saito makes the promised phone call, and they land. Cobb passes through customs without issue. He is finally able to return home. Metaphorically, Cobb was not only a fugitive in the real world, but also in his own mind. His unresolved guilt over Mal's death had kept him from moving forward, making him incapable of going home. Now, by facing his trauma, he is free. He returns to his children, but before embracing them, he spins his totem one last time, happy to be awake, or perhaps not. For you who made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and it's completely free. I truly appreciate your support. Thanks again, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.